Hello, Earth Angels, and welcome back to another episode of Alignment Academy. If you're new here, welcome. It's your host, Kristen. I'm a mindset coach, a spiritual mentor, a channel, and we talk about all things spirituality, mindset, business on here. I kind of blend all of them because I really look at life and the spiritual growth as the same thing as your career growth and everything else. Also, first things first, I really need a manicure. So let's just ignore my nails right now if you're watching the video. I know I'm going to be so self-conscious the whole time. So I'm just going to call myself out and say my nails look so bad. So please don't judge me. Secondly, what have I been up to? It's been a while since I did a solo episode. I've had amazing guests on, which is so fun, but I kind of miss just hanging out with you guys and shooting the shit like we do. So I'm excited. I have honestly been like in hermit build mode. I feel like because I kind of do like a work hard, play hard when I'm working and I'm in my work mode, I am working so much. So I've honestly just been putting my head down, working, building a lot of stuff on my back end, and just putting a lot of energy into my business, which has been great because in just a couple weeks, I go to Costa Rica, which is insane for my Costa Rica retreat. I can't believe that I'm hosting a retreat in Costa Rica. It's actually kind of surreal. And sometimes I feel like I move so fast that I don't really take some moments to just be like, damn, I'm really doing that. And I've always had dreams of myself hosting international retreats. So the fact that this is happening is just insane. I am recording this a couple weeks before, but as of right now, I do have a couple spaces left to go for my Costa Rica retreat. And if you have been feeling the call, then reach out to me, DM me Cosmic. I'll give you the information. It is for spiritual and entrepreneur-esque girlies. You don't have to have your business full blown, but if you have that entrepreneurial mindset and you know that you want to build something for yourself, then this is going to be a great way to get out of your comfort zone and step into your new identity. Retreats have been hands down like the most insane portals of growth for me. I mean, you guys have seen, I've already been on 2 this year. They're like the best investment in myself. Every time I get back, I'm like, I would have paid 4 times for the amount of transformation I got, for the amount of people I met, just the connections that you make and what you can get done in person just is next level. So if you feel the call, listen to it, right? I know that that's obvious, but I've just been realizing a lot of people have these intuitive hits like, oh, I should do that, or I should go there, or whatever. And then they don't listen to it. And I'm like, listen to it. That's your intuition talking to you. I've gotten so good at listening to my intuition that I feel like sometimes I do things that seemingly seem like batshit crazy because I'm just so used to, doing random things. Okay, this is a chaotic video. If you're watching the video, I just did turn my lights on. So if the lighting just switched, then sorry. But I am a girl that takes messy action, meaning I'm not going to redo this thing because it's not perfect. I'm just going to keep going and act like nothing happened. But I'm just like pointing out the obvious right now. So if you just noticed that the lights went on, that's what happened. Oh my gosh. This is actually an episode that I have been so excited to make since me and my podcast manager came up with like some topics that I wanted to talk about. And we are going to talk about how to have a glow up. And I don't know if you guys seen some old videos of me from about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. I low-key unintentionally had a glow up from my breakup. I'm not kidding. Even my friends look at my old things and they're like, Kristen, you look so different. Even my friend's boyfriend was like, I feel like you've had a glow up. I have cracked the code on how to have an inner and outer glow up. I'm going to be giving you guys all the tea because I do think that it's half inner and half outer. And I've learned a lot in both areas. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing that I want to say though is that if you're going through any sort of rock bottom, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in a job, I saw this TikTok the other day. I don't know who it was from, so sorry that I can't let you guys know the creator of it, but she was talking about this thing called the Slingshot Theory. And as I was listening to it, I'm like, that's legit what happened to me. So I fully believe it and I'm going to share it with you. It's this theory that like the worse off you are, like the worse the rock bottom, you're going to get slingshot even further into your dream life. So like if you are in a space where your life is getting shattered and you have to pick up the pieces, just know that on the other side of you picking up the pieces is like the actual life that you genuinely want to call in and that your higher self has planned for you. But your level of self-worth and where you were at in your life was just not in resonance with your current life. So it had to kind of burn the house down so you could rebuild a new house. And that's the thing about quantum leaps. The word sounds so beautiful, but a true quantum leap is a complete restructuring of your life. Your entire reality has to dissolve for a new one to be built up. And that's not beautiful. It's not graceful. It's actually really effing hard. So if you're going through a rock bottom, first of all, I want to say that you're getting slingshot into your future that you actually do desire. And it's going to be so much better than you could ever imagine. And this is coming from me, who is on the other side of my rock bottom. The amount of security, self-worth, growth in my business, like it really was worth it. I'm not going to lie. It was worth it because you can't really teach this level of wholeness. You can only go through it. And I say that with love. I can't teach someone how to be so secure in themselves. They have to go through that experience to realize, damn, I got me. I am my own best friend. I only need me to get through anything. And that is the biggest fucking flex. So that's kind of the first point. I kind of went in a roundabout way about that, but is learning to feel secure with no one but yourself. When we go through any sort of rock bottom, it's like our blanket of security has kind of been pulled out. We no longer have that thing, and we kind of feel naked, and we have to find that security with yourself. So let's get into like the tangible. How do you find security within yourself? Well, first of all, you don't source your security from elsewhere. You sit with yourself in those uncomfortable emotions and you do the inner work to self-regulate to help you feel better. My favorite way to do this is with inner child work and shadow work and meditation. Sitting with yourself for hours upon hours and learning how to teach your body to feel wholeness, to feel secure, to feel love. There's never a moment that is wasted when you're on that path. That's the first thing I would say, is really just forcing yourself to get through it alone. And I was actually talking to one of my clients who is going through a pretty bad rock bottom this morning. I told her, just take it one day at a time. If you start to feel doubt about if you can get through this, and she's going through, a very long relationship ending, I'm like, don't worry about years into the future. Just say, let me just get through today. And that's what I did when I was going through my rock bottom. I was like, let me just get through today. And every day I got through it. And then guess what? A week went by, a month went by, 2 months went by, 6 months went by, a year went by. And here I am on the other side of it, because guess what? Nothing lasts forever. So my first tip for the inner glow up is learning to feel secure within yourself by holding yourself through it. The second thing is really starting to embody this queen energy inside. This is an archetype that I really called on when I was going through my rock bottom, this archetype of the queen. And the reason I love the queen is because the queen is fucking busy and unbothered, right? She is busy building her empire. She doesn't have time to care what people are thinking about her because she is so focused on herself. The queen is focused on her mission. She hires people to get things done. So some other ways that I embodied the queen energy is, when I was in this more scrappy entrepreneur era, I never got my nails done. I didn't get a lot of, not that I get any cosmetic stuff now, but I just didn't really take time with my hair. I didn't really allow myself to go out to eat that much because I was trying to save money so I could make this business work. And now that it's working, it almost required me to step into this new identity, but I didn't really let my lifestyle catch up. So this year I've really stepped into that goddess queen energy where I get my nails done again and I get a lot of massages. I bought myself a new shiny car that I love and I feel like a queen in. I buy myself really nice clothes. I look put together and I genuinely am unbothered. I am so busy working on my mission that I don't have time to worry about what anybody else is thinking about me or doing. I really want you to put all of your energy into building your empire. What does that mean? That means building your friendships, building your career, building your business, investing in yourself, spending money on yourself. The queen feels worthy. She gets her nails done. I hate that my nails are not done. And I'm like, get your nails done. I need to get mine done ASAP. But she gets her nails done. She gets massages. She gets her eyebrows. Whatever you need to do, what can you do to up level your yourself so that you feel like a queen. This is not about what it's going to do for you externally. This is like so you feel good internally, right? You feel worthy of getting these things done. And it really is an identity shift because, like I said, it was a very weird moment when I had to go from like scrappy, broke entrepreneur to like, wait, I'm actually making a lot of money. I don't really need to act broke anymore. You know what I mean? It was a weird moment in time. Honestly, if I look back, I was still acting like a broke entrepreneur. Like my mindset was broke, even when I had money. Even this is like going back to even when I was in my relationship, like I had a very lack mindset. That's going to be my second tip, is really entering your queen or king era if you're a guy. And I want to like piggyback off of that is working on your mindset, your biggest block. So my Saturn return is actually, I'm pretty sure it's in my second house, and it also conjuncts my Venus. So if you're not an astrology girly, and honestly, I'm not that big of an astrology girly, but I do know a lot about my own astrology because it makes sense to me. My Saturn return was basically all about self-worth in relationships and love, and career. So it makes sense that I kind of got rock bottom in love, which also up-leveled my career and my money mindset. So my biggest wound was kind of around my father wound, and then also around like, which correlates to money. And the reason I always say like love and money are very connected, and they are because they are both the source of your deepest levels of security, right? Money is your level of security, and so is your relationship. So in my own life, I got rock bottomed in love, and I felt so unworthy. I felt so worthless. And then when I really learned how to be so secure within myself and love myself again after that, with all the inner child and shadow work that I did, well, now I had a higher frequency and vibration. And so I was calling in more money naturally. I had my biggest income month, like months after my breakup, when I got back on my feet. So it kind of makes sense that love and money are really, really just like intertwined. But for this point in general, find your biggest thing that's holding you back in life, like the mindset thing, and work on that. I am so grateful that I healed my lack mindset, because it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're broke in your mind, you're not rich. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I have so much to say about healing your lack mindset, but like I actually feel so rich, and it's not because of the money I have. It's just because I am an abundant person. Abundance and money are different. Listen to that again. Money and abundance are different. I can have no money but be very abundant. Let that sink in. And when I realized that I am abundant no matter how money I had, well, my money also blew up, because that's how the cookie crumbles. So number 3 is work on your mindset and your biggest block. Number 4 is, I am quickly interrupting this episode to remind you guys that if you're a listener, which clearly you are, I have created a free meditation for all of you. This meditation was built out of my rock bottom when I needed to trust the universe and release a lot of anxiety I was feeling, and I didn't know how. So I learned how to trust the universe, and I'm going to teach you how in this meditation. It's really practicing this feeling of being held and supported, and remembering that you actually are held and supported by the universe in every single moment. All you have to do to get this meditation is to rate and review the podcast on whatever platform you're listening on, and then go ahead and head over to my podcast Instagram at Alignment Academy Podcast. Give it a follow, and then message me on there with a screenshot of your rating or review, whatever platform you're listening on, and I will send you the meditation. Okay, now back to the episode. Go in on your healing. Like, this is how you're going to have this glow up, is going so fucking hard on your healing. And the reason I also think this makes sense is because there's seasons to life, right? You're going to have a single season. You're going to have a relationship season. You're going to have another single season. You're going to have a host season. I don't know, all the seasons, right? You're going to have a dating season. When you're out of a rock bottom, there's not a lot of times in your life where you have that much motivation to go ham on your healing like that. And for me, I was doing everything after my rock bottom. I was going to therapy once a week. I had a coach. I think I had like 3 people supporting me at one point every week, which is a lot, but I was in a very, very bad place. And now I trickled out to not really like having a session maybe once a month, but I went in on my healing. And the reason I also think that this makes sense, like this is kind of for my single girlies. Listen, I feel like in a relationship, when you enter that relationship, your healing that you've done on your own kind of like gets frozen there. And you can't really pick up that healing until you're out of another relationship, right? So it's like, if you can heal as much as you can while you're in your single season, you're only going to attract a better and better and better partner. And now I know in my bones that my next partner is going to be such a dope frequency, and he is going to be so amazing because of the amount of healing I have and self-love I have and just self-worth I have. He's only going to mirror that back to me. And it's really funny and cool because your frequency doesn't lie. And the way to tell where your frequency is at is just looking at the people that are coming into your life. I mean, I was talking to my friend Bree the other day, and I was like, it's actually so nice to know that your frequency will just take care of the people that are coming into your life. And we were hanging out with some of our new friends that we met at Joe Dispenza, and they are so tapped in and amazing. Like, they're just so dope. They're amazing people. They're normal, badass entrepreneurs, super tapped in, super just like into the quantum field like us. And I'm like, this is just a frequency thing. Like, now that I'm here, these are just the type of friends that I attract. And I'll give you another example. Today, I was talking to one of my team members, Mary, who is she helps me with like email marketing. We were just shooting the shit, and I was like, I'm going to do an abundance meditation from Daddy Joe. And I was like, you can do it if you want to. And she was like, yeah, I'm down to do it. And I'm like, how dope is it that I have attracted just by chance? Like, I wasn't looking for this. She actually reached out to me. I attracted a team member on my team that literally will do Daddy Joe meditations with me. Like, now at this point, it's just everyone in my life is on my frequency because I've done so much work that like, this is just where I vibrate at, and people come in my life that are similar to that. Go in on your healing. Really just go all in, and not needing anyone but yourself, and just knowing that you can get through anything. You can support yourself financially, emotionally. Of course, we do need people to a certain extent, but there's a difference between wanting support and needing someone to be there for you. Like, it's kind of a flex. You know what I mean? It's kind of a flex for me to be like, I have amazing friends and they do support me through it, but I don't need you to stay in my life. Like, if you want to go, I will be okay. That's the level of energy that we're after here. Having people be there because it enhances your life, but not needing them because it's the end all be all. My last tip for the inner glow up is going to be start loving your alone time. I remember when I was kind of getting out of the relationship and just moving into my own apartment alone, like, I filled every moment with something because I never wanted to be alone. And I've gotten to the point where most weeks I literally try to make zero plans, and I always do have something to do, but like, I love being alone. I love hanging out with myself. I love hanging out with my dog. I feel so happy in my own company. I feel unbothered. My brain is a nice place to be these days. Make your home, make yourself, make your mind a beautiful place to be. Love your alone time. And if you don't, number one, there's some shadows or inner child stuff that needs to be dealt with. So do inner child or shadow work. And number two, if you don't, then you maybe just need to spend more time with yourself, because I promise that eventually you will start to love your alone time when you just learn how to be alone really well. I know the things that I like to do alone, and I just do those things, and I make it fun. And genuinely, if you can't have fun with the person that you got to lay in bed with every night, aka yourself, then you need to do some inner work. I'm just going to shoot it straight. You know what I mean? So love your alone time. Now for the fun stuff. Let's talk about how to have the outer glow up, because low key, your girl had one, and I'm so excited about it. And I didn't even mean to, but I really unpacked everything that I did, and here it is. Number one, you are going to learn how to slick back your hair. I really wish I had a slick back hairstyle today, because I would just gone with the episode, but I just washed my hair this morning, so there was no way I could have done it. Learn how to slick back your hair. I have a really good slick back brush that I got on Amazon, and I will link it below, that has made all the difference. So what I do is I wet my hair, and I'll put a picture on the screen of me with a really good slick back picture. I wet my hair, and then I use the brush that I'll put. It's like a very specific brush, but this brush makes the best slick backs. And then I put some of the wax stick. I wax my hair down with like a wax stick from Amazon too. I'll also link that below. And it gives you the best slick back. Slick back is just like clean girl aesthetic. It just makes you look put together, even if you're not put together. You might need to play with it. Like, do you want a half up, half down slick back, or like a pony slick back? But slick backs just elevate your outfit and make you look really good. I also like a down the middle slick back. So try it out. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. It's like my favorite hairstyle to wear, and it's so easy too. The only downside is that it does kind of hurt your head if you wear it for like 12 hours, but just take that shit down. The second outer glow up tip is going to be get some matching sets, girls. I'm talking workout sets, loungewear sets, even going out sets. A set just hits different. You know what I mean? It just makes you look like you have your life together, even if you don't. Bonus points if you pair the slick back with the workout set or with the matching set, because it just looks so fucking good. You know what I mean? You just look like a clean, put together girly, even if you're not. Sets just are good. I have gotten lots of sweat sets, workout sets, also like matching skirt and top sets too. All of them they're just chef's kiss. And I really I love a good set. So the second little tip is get some matching sets. They are expensive, but they're so worth it. And you're going to see once you get one and you're like, wow, I can't wear this 7 days a week. You're going to get more and more and more. And then you're going to be like, okay, now my entire closet just needs to be sets. So it is kind of a rabbit hole, but you're going to love me for it. The third tip is learn how to do one part of your makeup better. So this is actually, I've never been a makeup girly. I've just never been good at it. 2 years ago, one of my New Year's resolutions was, you know what? I'm going to just learn how to do one part of my makeup better. And then every year I just focus on one piece of my makeup. And I swear to God, guys, my makeup looks so much better these days. So 2 years ago, I decided I want to master my eyeliner, like my wing. So 2 years ago, I did my wing. And then last year I did blush, and I learned how to do like my blush and my contour really well. And so that's what I have been focusing on. And then now I'm getting into eyebrows and lips and learning how to fill in my eyebrows, learning how to, put a little lip on. My lip is not great these days. Like that's my number one thing that I need to work on, because I just need to find colors and stuff that I like, because I'm really picky with what my lips look like. But my eyebrows have been a lot better, learning how to gel them or fill them in, whatever. So I'm not going to tell you one thing to do, but just find the place that you're not good at in your makeup and then get good at it. And you're going to be like, wow, I am so much better at doing my makeup now. Like I look so much better. And it's going to change your life, I promise. The next thing is a wardrobe glow up. So you are going into a new era, so you need a whole new wardrobe, okay? Or you need a few statement pieces. I want you to go through your closet and I want you to get rid of all the things that feel connected to your old life. Every single thing, even if it's new, but it feels connected to your old life, get rid of it. And you are gonna one by one, every single time you have some extra money, just buy yourself a statement piece. Buy yourself something that just makes you feel like your authentic self, that you love yourself. Right now, my favorite things to buy myself are like bright colored cardigans and statement like shirts, like bright colored shirts, and then like trucker hats I'm really into right now. And it's so funny. I shared this on my TikTok, but I was redoing my identity module in Alignment Mastery. Shout out to Alignment Mastery. It's also reopening soon if you want to join. But I was redoing my identity module in Alignment Mastery the other day, and I was editing some of the slides, and it's so crazy because I was writing about my higher self. This was like 2.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago or something, that I created this module. And I'm like, Kristen wears bright colors and neutrals. She has statement pieces such as cardigans and bright hats. And I'm like, holy fuck, when I wrote that wasn't who I was. But now I literally am living that identity, and I didn't even try. I read my new identity every morning, and then I guess it was so embedded in my subconscious mind that that's who I am now, which is, insane. And also, if you haven't seen, I have a free 3-day identity challenge that you can join below. So I'll link that below as well. If you want to up-level your identity, which if you're listening to this and you want that inner outer glow up, I highly recommend that. You should be getting clear on like what traits you want, how you dress, all these things. And that identity challenge is going to help you. So that will be linked below as well. So that's the next thing, is like wardrobe glow up and getting statement pieces. And I think that's it, guys. Those are the things that I've done to have a glow up. Also, I think it's really just sexy and hot when somebody loves themselves. That's the biggest glow up you can have, is loving yourself, is really just fucking with yourself. Just knowing you have a lot to offer. Sometimes with my clients, I'm like, I want you to write a list of all the reasons that you're worthy of XYZ, or like you have a lot to offer, or you really do deserve XYZ. And sometimes when we write it down, we're like, I am really dope. And even for me now, I don't mean this in an egoic way, but I'm like, I have a lot to offer. I have my shit together. I've built a beautiful business from my heart. Like I take care of myself. I work out every day. I care about what I look like. I heal every single day. I'm in meditation, just like trying to be the best version of myself. Like I have a lot to offer. And because I feel this level of worthiness, I get reflected back. Friends, relationships, all of it back because I really do love myself and see the value that I bring to the table. And so I don't settle for anybody less that doesn't see the value in me. In general, loving yourself and doing inner child work and just starting in shadow work and loving all these like deep crevices that you didn't think that you could love is just the biggest flex ever. And I talk about this all the time, like people who are really magnetic. Think about somebody who's just so magnetic that like you just love being around them. They're just a vibe. They're not magnetic because they're the prettiest or they're the best. They're magnetic because they love themselves. Like loving yourself is the biggest flex of all. It trumps all of this. So if you feel like you don't love yourself, like if you kind of look at your life and you're like, I don't love my life, and you look at yourself and you're like, I don't love who I've been or who I'm being, or you look at the trajectory of where you're headed and you're like, I don't like that either. That is a telltale sign that you have some inner work to do. And so the best investment you can make is in yourself right now. Like sign up for a coaching program, do some inner child work. I don't know, do what you need to do because nothing changes if nothing changes. And I think that there's also this level of like, I don't know, like this mindset that I have is I'm like, you can have what I have too. Don't look at me and say, oh, she's so lucky. Like I work on myself every day. I spend thousands of dollars on my personal growth. I have a coach behind the scenes. So I don't really have like that much sympathy for people who don't like their life because I'm like, do something about it. I did something about my life and you can too. And this is not to, be really blunt or bold. It's just not a lot of people have the courage to tell you like it is, but I'm going to tell you like it is because nothing changes if nothing changes. You know what I mean? So those are my best tips to have a glow up. I know that all of you are going to leave in the next 6 months and be hotter, richer, more amazing, more loving versions of yourself. I am just so grateful for you guys. I have so much fun hanging out with you every week. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Please send this to a friend if you think that they would be able to benefit from it. That's how my podcast grows and how I can keep doing this because right now I fund this whole thing myself. So I'd really like to just grow it so we can have bigger guests on, have better conversations, and just keep this going for the long run. I love you guys. See you in the next episode. Bye.